Hi, my name is Cy Porter, and I am going to talk about creative storytelling. So, I just finished the Sidney Lumet book, Making Movies. He's a movie director, and it's a great book. I highly recommend it. And he described when he's reading scripts, before he finds a script worth making a movie with. He talks about how one thing that happens when he's reading scripts, if there's a script that is autobiographical, a lot of times he did not end up making a movie with one of these scripts because he found that writers often find what happens in their own lives much more interesting than other people do. So that's what I would like to talk about today. And because it's something that has happened in my writing and creative storytelling, and then when I've read stories and fiction, it's one thing that I think is worth thinking about as a fiction writer. The idea that we are biased to our own experience, and our own experience generates a lot of feeling. And so when we're writing it, we may find the writing very exciting, and there's no way of being fully aware of how something we are writing, personal, is so much more exciting to us than it ever would be to a reader who doesn't know us, simply because they have not gone through the same experiences we have, and the words do not have the same subtle kinds of impact as it does upon us. The writing may be excellently written to affect us, drawing out very subtle and deep feeling, but it may not have any similar effect upon anyone else. So it's important as a storyteller to be aware of these biases that we have. The role of a creative storyteller, even if you're using film or animation or graphic novel or writing, is you want to captivate the interest of your audience. Your writing depends very much on that. Thank you for watching this tutorial. It's made so that more people can be told about an illustrated film. Episodes of the film are posted at solomation.com. New episodes are posted as they are finished. All episodes will be free, available to watch at solomation.com. When books and newsprint were rare, people were a lot more willing to spend more time, even if the material and the stories were not as interesting. And these days it's important to always keep in consideration how interesting your material is to others. You can, if you have had a personal experience in your life that does have a lot of meaning and is important and does reveal the factors of life and the powers that be, all of that, what you want to do is present it in a way that will captivate the audience and really take into consideration, if you're writing a story about a relationship, and it was a relationship that you had that went through that might have floored you by the end of it or something like that, that doesn't that doesn't guarantee that it's going to be very interesting to anyone else, because it may just be another typical relationship that someone, if your reader went through it themselves, they would be compelled about it, but that doesn't mean they want to read about it. One thing I've noticed happen with my own writing is that if I'm writing fiction, then anything autobiographical that goes into it needs to go through a transformation, and in that transformation, a lot of times I drop a lot of the elements that I think the reader would not find interesting. And kind of like the wheat germ in the chaff finds its way onto the page by fictionalizing it, and I found that to be helpful. Another good way of seeing what your audience will find interesting in your writing is to write something and leave it alone for a few months, and when you go back to it, a lot of times you'll be able